All right, mates, welcome back to the channel. We're going to talk about Little Seneca Lake. It is located in Boyd's, Maryland, which is just a little bit west of Germantown. So kind of between Germantown and really the upper Potomac. If you think about it, Poolsville and all that good mess that's towards the river. Basically, my hometown lake. Try to fish it at least once a week. During the summertime, I actually spend more time on the river during the summertime. But I had a bunch of people ask me a bunch of questions because of the last video I did, Little Seneca, with I think late spring. I definitely fish there a lot more in the late spring. Have been some surveys conducted on Little Seneca Lake in the last few years, and also there's been a lot of stocking at Little Seneca Lake over the last 5 to 7 years as well. Significant Western Maryland bass fishery as far as Maryland goes. You've got a lot more of the smallmouth fisheries up in the western part of the state, Washington County, Cumberland, all up that way towards West Virginia. But centrally, in terms of the central district of Maryland and the in terms of the DNR, that they're kind of broken into like segments, sections of the state with different areas in terms of bass, who kind of monitors them. So Little Seneca Lake, awesome little fishery. It actually is going to be host, I believe, to the Maryland Kayak Fishing Association's Bass Nation, I think. For that, sent to bass events. So that's pretty significant for a lot of people. Have not been a lot, significant amount. I have actually seen it be traffic is definitely higher in the spring, probably spawn in springtime than the summertime when I've been out. But I'll be honest, mates, I'm out during the week. I'm not out on the weekends. If I'm out fishing on the weekend, it's going to be on the river this time of year. It's not going to be at an impoundment. But I want to show you really quickly about it because people would ask me about access points. You really only have two main access points for the lake. I mean, well, there's two boats really if you count the regional park. But you've got this probably for most people I know, this is the preferred launch site is up here, and you can access that from the old, I think it's old Baltimore Road. Yeah. You can access that. It's pretty easy to access once you come into the park and you kind of wind up, and then you come down to that. It's got a gravel. It's got plenty of parking. I mean, it's got plenty of parking behind too. It's a gravel parking lot in the back. I'd say limited-ish, but I've seen much smaller in Maryland in terms of parking here at this point of the lake. And you're going to come down, and you're going to find down here is the Black Hills Regional Park. Some people call it Black Hill because it's this Black Hill Regional Park, but the name that most people associate it with is Little Seneca Lake, okay, because of Little Seneca Creek, not Black Hills. So a lot of people call it Black Hills, but most of the majority of people call it Little Seneca Lake, and everything that's published about it is published Little Seneca Lake. Biology reports, state stuff, all of that. Black Hills refers to the regional park that's located here. So I know there's been some questions about that that's been, have been raised. Now the second for kayaks and kayaks, my kayak skiff, easily enter the water, canoes. I've actually seen people put Johns in at right here off of Clarksburg. It's Route 121. Right here is a kayak launch. And there's there's actually 2 or 3 areas you can launch your kayak from. And you got plenty of parking along the road. Here's a gravel on the side of the road for parking. Actually, the last trips out, I'm going to show you these custom pours that have been I've been sending out. They've just been it's unbelievable. On the secondary points, which I'm going to show you, these points right here, okay, I consider them to be secondary points. I know other people consider them to be primaries. Right here, and up here have been the predominant areas. And what I've been throwing the last 2 times out is custom poured ribbon tails. Okay, a watermelon red flake and then a gold black flake right here. These have been highly productive for the largemouth this summer. They're in deeper water on Little Seneca Lake.